Moving into a new house is supposed to be an exciting adventure, filled with the promise of new beginnings and happy memories. But for some, the experience takes a sinister turn as they encounter strange and unexplained phenomena lurking within the walls of their new home. Here are 3 disturbing true stories of individuals who found themselves in the grip of terror after moving into their new houses. Today we will talk about 5 disturbing true new house horror stories. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. The Haunted Estate. It was supposed to be the dream home for the Harris family, a sprawling estate nestled in the countryside with picturesque views and a sense of serenity that seemed too good to be true. Little did they know, the house held secrets far more sinister than its charming facade suggested. From the moment they moved in, strange occurrences began to unfold. Doors would slam shut on their own accord, cold spots lingered in certain rooms, and unexplained noises echoed through the halls at night. Initially dismissing these incidents as mere quirks of an old house, the Harrises soon realized that something much darker was at play. One night, as they lay in bed, they heard the distinct sound of children's laughter echoing from the empty corridors. Terrified, they searched the house from top to bottom, only to find nothing but silence. But the laughter persisted, growing louder and more menacing with each passing night. Desperate for answers, the Harrises delved into the history of their new home, uncovering a dark past shrouded in mystery. It turned out that the estate had once been a children's home, where countless tragedies had occurred over the years. The spirits of the children who had perished there seemed to linger on, unable to find peace even in death. Despite their best efforts to rid the house of its malevolent presence, the Harrises eventually made the difficult decision to leave, haunted by the memories of their brief but terrifying time in the haunted estate. 2. The Uninvited Guest. When the Thompsons purchased their new home in the suburbs, they never could have imagined the horrors that awaited them. At first, everything seemed perfect, a cozy house with plenty of room for their growing family. But as they settled in, they began to notice strange occurrences that defied explanation. It started with small things, misplaced belongings, strange shadows flickering in the corner of their vision. But soon, the disturbances escalated into full-blown nightmares. The Thompsons would wake in the middle of the night to find their furniture rearranged or worse, covered in strange symbols they couldn't decipher. Their children began to complain of seeing a shadowy figure lurking in their bedrooms, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. Terrified, the Thompsons sought the help of paranormal investigators who confirmed their worst fears. Their house was haunted by a malevolent entity hell-bent on tormenting its inhabitants. As the days turned into weeks, the Thompsons felt like prisoners in their own home, constantly on edge and fearing for their safety. No matter what they tried, the entity seemed to grow stronger, feeding off their fear and despair. In the end, it was only through the intervention of a seasoned exorcist that the Thompsons were able to rid their home of the unwelcome presence. But the scars it left behind would haunt them for years to come, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked just beneath the surface of their new house. 3. The Cursed Relic. When the Smith family stumbled upon an old Victorian mansion at an unbelievably low price, they couldn't believe their luck. Eager to start fresh in a new home, they wasted no time in moving in and making the place their own. But little did they know, they were about to unleash a horror beyond their wildest imagination. Hidden away in the attic, they discovered a dusty old chest filled with ancient relics and artifacts. Among them was a peculiar-looking mirror, adorned with strange symbols and runes. Ignoring the warnings of their superstitious neighbors, the Smiths proudly displayed the mirror in their living room, unaware of the evil that lay dormant within. At first, everything seemed fine, but soon strange things began to happen. The Smiths would catch glimpses of shadowy figures lurking in the reflection of the mirror, their faces twisted into grotesque masks of rage and hatred. Objects would move of their own accord, and the air grew thick with an oppressive sense of dread. Desperate for answers, the Smiths turned to a local historian who revealed the dark truth behind their cursed relic. It turned out that the mirror had once belonged to a notorious witch who had used it to curse her enemies before meeting a grisly end at the hands of an angry mob. Terrified, the Smiths attempted to destroy the mirror, but no matter what they did, it always found its way back into their home. In the end, they were forced to abandon the new house, leaving behind the cursed relic and the nightmares it had brought into their lives. In conclusion, These 3 true horror stories serve as a chilling reminder that sometimes the things we fear the most are closer than we think, lurking just beyond the walls of our own homes, waiting to unleash their terror upon unsuspecting victims. 4. The malevolent presence. The Jacksons thought they had found their forever home, a quaint cottage in the countryside. Yet, from the moment they moved in, they felt a palpable sense of unease. Objects moved inexplicably, whispers echoed through the halls, and an oppressive atmosphere hung in the air. Their son began exhibiting strange behavior, claiming to see a ghostly figure in his room at night. Desperate for answers, the Jacksons turned to a local historian who revealed the cottage's dark history, a site of unspeakable horrors during the witch trials. Confronted with the reality of their haunted home, the Jacksons fought to reclaim their sanctuary, ultimately resorting to a cleansing ritual to banish the malevolent presence. 5. The buried secrets. The Patel family's excitement over their new suburban home quickly turned to dread. Strange occurrences plagued them from day one. Mysterious footsteps, whispered voices, and unexplained shadows. But the true horror awaited them in the backyard, where they uncovered a grisly secret buried beneath the earth. It all began innocently enough when Mr. Patel decided to spruce up the neglected backyard garden. As he dug into the soil, his shovel struck something hard, sending a shiver down his spine. Brushing away the dirt, he uncovered a rusted metal box, its hinges barely holding together. With trembling hands, he pried it open, revealing a macabre sight, a collection of human bones, arranged meticulously in rows. Disturbed by their discovery, the Patels immediately contacted the authorities, who launched an investigation into the gruesome find. It didn't take long for them to uncover the dark history of their new home, a burial ground for victims of a serial killer who had once terrorized the neighborhood. As the investigation unfolded, chilling details emerged about the killer's reign of terror. Dubbed the suburban slasher by the media, he prowled the streets under the cover of darkness, preying on unsuspecting victims before burying them in the backyard of what would later become the Patels' home. Haunted by the knowledge of the horrors that had occurred on their property, the Patels found it increasingly difficult to feel safe within their own walls. Every creak of the floorboards, every shadow in the corner of their eye reminded them of the evil that lurked just beneath the surface. Despite their best efforts to move on, the Patels couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, that the restless spirits of the killer's victims still roamed the halls of their home, seeking justice for the atrocities committed against them. In the end, the Patels were forced to confront the chilling truth. Their new home was not a sanctuary but a prison, forever tainted by the blood of the innocent. And as they soon realized, some secrets are better left undisturbed, lest they unleash a terror beyond imagining. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.